What's going on, everybody? This is Brian from SneakerFiles.com, recapping the news. And before I jump into things, like always, greatly appreciate a thumbs up. And if you're new here, subscribe by hitting the button below. Now, we do have some things to go over in this video, and some of the highlights includes what people are saying is a first look at the Air Jordan 4 Black Cat. Now, I have more information on that shoe later on in the video as well. We have a first look at the Air Jordan 1 High OG Self-Expression, and a good amount more from Jordan Brand. Also in this video is a lot from Nike and one thing from New Balance. And now, let's jump into the news. We have a release date for another Action Bronson New Balance release. This is the 990V6, known as Amazonia. I believe that's how you pronounce it, but this pair is a lot more colorful in comparison to his previous drop. And if you want to grab this pair, they are currently scheduled to drop on April 18th at Action Bronson's website, which is specializingin.life.com. And the retail price will be $220. As of now, it isn't known if or when they're going to drop on New Balance's website, but if I had to guess, it would be later on in the month. This is a pair that I have been waiting for a release, and the announcement of this shoe returning came months back, and it's the Nike Air Force 1 Low Escape. Now, this shoe originally dropped in 2005, and to celebrate the 20th anniversary, the pair will return once again. Now, official images just popped up, so that's why I'm talking about them now. Unfortunately, we haven't received a release date. Now, they're expected to drop summer 2025, which means a release will take place between April and June, so pretty much any time now, and if I had to guess, a release is just around the corner, and the retail price will be $150. Okay, so I want to start off by saying that this shoe has already released, but I did want to feature it in the video because, for one, it's really dope, and two, they were limited, and maybe some of you missed it, maybe you haven't, probably haven't missed it, but this is the Nike Air Max 95 OG Reverse Neon. Now, what's dope about this shoe, it takes the designer of the Air Max 95, known as Sergio Lozano, I believe that's how you pronounce it, his original sketch, and we have an actual retail release. So they're known as Reverse Neon. As you can see, the gradient pattern goes the other way, and the official colorway on these is anthracite, neon yellow, and pearl gray. Now, apparently only 1,500 pairs released in total, which I think is a letdown. I don't know what Nike is thinking about these releases when it comes to the Air Max 95. They're making them all limited. I know what they're trying to do. They're making these popular colorways limited, so when a GR pair pops up, they sell a lot better. Pretty much they're trying to build the hype for the Air Max 95. I get making this pair limited, but not to 1,500 pairs is just ridiculous. So the first release took place on April 9th at the MoMA Design Store. And then the second drop took place on April 10th via the Sneakers Pass, so you had to be in New York to obtain a pair. And the retail price was $190. Now, I'm looking at the resale prices. They're not as bad as I initially thought they would be. For a size 10.5, which is my size, it would cost me $397. So if you really like them, definitely hold off because this price is going to continue to drop. I believe it was in the previous video I showcased the NIGO Nike Air Force 3 Low White Croc. But now we have a look at the Black Croc pair, and we also have a release date. Now, this pair is similar to the White Croc, but instead of gold, we have silver. So the official colorway is black, smoke gray, metallic platinum, and white. As you can see, the shoes feature Black Croc on the overlays. The swoosh also features Croc, but done in white. Now, the pendants will feature NIGO and Nike, which also have diamonds across it, which looks kind of dope in my opinion. And the heel, which features Nike Air, has a chrome finish. So it's really shiny, definitely will help you to stand out if that's what you're looking for. Now on the left tongue, which might be hard to see, there is a record. And they also come with two sets of laces, one in white and one looks more cell. As well, it has unique branding on the insoles. So if this is something you want to pick up, they're scheduled to drop on April 24th. They will be available on the Sneakers app, and the retail price is $150. I know some people in the comment section have been asking me, what is this year's Jackie Robinson Day release? And Nike did a really good job of keeping this under the radar because the day before they put it on the sneakers app. To my knowledge, it was the day before, maybe it was 2 days, but they're releasing the Nike CORTEZ Jackie Robinson. So unfortunately, this video is going live after the release happens because they dropped today, April 15th. So more than likely, these are going to be long gone by the time this video goes live. Now, I don't know if there's going to be a wider release. I'm definitely asking around, but for sure they're going to be on the sneakers app, or they have already been on the sneakers app, because sadly this video is going to go live about 3:30 or so. I really wish they announced it a bit earlier, but the shoes feature a photon dust, metallic silver, gym red, and black colorway. Now the overall design is somewhat on the simple side, but they do have some really nice details. For example, they have Jackie Robinson's number 42 on the tongues in silver, his number 42 on the heels with some baseball stitching attached to the heel tabs, and then the insoles have his number 42 repeated, representing all the teams, because the number 42 is retired, the number that is, across all MLB teams. But sadly, they dropped today, April 15th. For those who are looking at the sneakers app, hopefully you hit a pair today, and the retail price will be $100. If there's any updates for a bigger release, I definitely will make sure to let you guys know. Alright, so we got a couple dope shoes with a release date finally, and the first pair is the Nike Air Trainer SC High Auburn. Now, for those who don't know, this shoe is connected to Bo Jackson and pays tribute to his time with Auburn University. Now, the last time these dropped was in 2022. I did pick up a pair back then. I got them on sale, so I probably won't grab this one unless there's some significant changes as far as the materials used, if it's better quality in hand, but again, I doubt it. And some retailers have actually already dropped these a bit early. What I'm hearing is they've dropped at places in Chicago. The release date that I'm seeing is May 1st. One of the places you'll be able to get them at on May 1st is Finish Line. The official colorway is white, light zen gray, and tart, and the retail price will be $130. From Nike and Jordan Brand, May is looking like a really, really good month in my opinion. We have a lot of great releases, and another pair set to drop in May is the Nike Air Max 2 CB94 OG. This pair is also known as black and purple. It is an original colorway, worn by Charles Barkley, and what I always thought was odd is how many times that they are releasing this shoe in a short amount of time. The shoes would return in 2023, and before that we would also see a release in 2020. Now, if you missed out on any of those previous drops, then this is great news that they're going to return. I think for this time around, I'm definitely going to pick up a pair. I missed out on the 2020 and the 2023. And like I mentioned, this is an OG colorway that was first dropped in 1994. Oddly enough, it's the same style code of the 2025 pair as the 2020. The 2023 is different. I'm not sure why. They might have changed something on the 2023. I'm not sure off the top of my head. Maybe some of you watching may know if there's a little change here or there. But this shoe has also dropped a little bit early in places in Chicago, but the release date that I'm seeing is May 1st. So we have this shoe and the Air Trainer SC High Auburn dropping on the same day. Again, this will be at Finish Line. I believe I've seen these on a few other release calendars for May 1st as well, and the retail price will be $170. A couple updates on the Nike Air Max 95 Pink Foam. Now, I talked about the potential release date for April 18th. However, it's looking more like they're going to drop on April 25th. I did make mention that was another release date that I heard in my previous video, but it's looking like that may be the case. So April 25th appears to be the release date for now, but I will be dropping another news video this week. So if there's another update, I'll make sure to let you guys know. But another thing, this also appears to be a women's release. Prior to this, I didn't hear anything concrete about them only dropping in women's sizing. I initially heard that the release in 2020 was a women's exclusive, but some people also told me that it wasn't. So I'm not sure if that pair dropped in women's and men's sizing. And when I look up the Pink Foam Air Max 95, the OG pair, well, the pair that dropped in 2020, I don't see any mention about it being a women's exclusive release, although that was what was going around. But again, there will be another update about the sizing of this shoe, because initially I heard nothing, so typically that means it's going to be a men's drop. But really, I wanted to bring these back up because it looks like April 25th is the date that they're going to drop. Also, the retail price will be $180. In my opinion, Nike has been doing a horrible job on the SB Dunk Low Black History Month. Now they're going to be called Black Rodeo more than likely. And the reason I say this is because there's another release date delay. Now, initially they were supposed to drop in February for Black History Month. But what I heard is that they got the production started on the shoes late. So that is the reason why they were no longer going to release in February. Now, due to the late production, probably having some shipping errors and things like that has led to multiple delays, which now we have a new release date for May 7th. Now, the last release date we had was for April 17th, but unfortunately that has been delayed until May 7th. I do know there are certain skate shops with these in hand, but I believe the delay is due to the fact that not all skate shops have them. But overall, I'm very, very curious to see Nike's explanation and what they're actually going to be calling them now, because it would be hard for me to believe that they call them Black History Month when they're dropping in May, although they should. I don't think they're going to call them Black Rodeo. Again, I think they should call them Black Rodeo to pay tribute to all the black cowboys out there, especially for those days in the past, and even nowadays, because there's quite a few. But we'll have to wait and see. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself doubting them, because, hey, they could prove me wrong. But again, the release date is May 7th. The retail price will be $135. Also, these are labeled a quick strike, so they will be on the limited side. We finally have a full first look at the LIMOSINE skateboards Nike SB Dunk Low, and these are a lot different in comparison to the mock-up that was going around. Granted, the mock-up was based off of a small preview image of the heel, and if you look closely at that preview image that was put out months back, it could easily be mistaken for a basketball material, but it turns out the shoes are actually inspired by football. So they do feature a football textured upper, and then I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a fan of this at all, but running down the tongue, we have football seams. Some of you may like that, and I totally respect if you do. I'm personally not a fan of these. Now on the back heel tabs, on the left it reads Limo, on the right it reads Nike. We also have LIMOSINE Skateboards logo on the lateral side by the heel. The swoosh will be done in black, outlined in white, and it kind of looks like a glossy finish to it. And then they come with multiple sets of laces. We have white, green, and orange. And overall, that's what I can kind of tell from these photos. I wish there was more shots of the medial side and the insoles, but unfortunately, this is what we have for now. Now, as for the release date, this pair is expected to drop on June 19th. And the retail price will be $125. As most of you guys can tell, the Air Max 95 is gaining a lot of hype as of late. A lot of people are talking about it. A lot of people want these drops. And I don't know if it's because Nike is making the OG Neon pair limited, or if people are really just excited about the Air Max 95 getting a larger Air Max unit to reflect the OG pair. I know there's a lot of OG Air Max 95 collectors, and they've been asking for this for some time. Now, we do have another colorway set to drop during the summer of 2025. This isn't an OG, but it's an older one. And this is the Nike Air Max 95 Bright Mandarin. Now, this shoe originally dropped in 2011, and the pair features a white, bright mandarin, and wolf gray colorway. Now, different from the 2011 release, the shoes will feature a larger Air Max unit, so around the heel there will be a seam. Now, unfortunately, we don't have photos of it around the heel. We just have these two images for now. But as you can see, we do have the traditional gradient down the panels. We have white mesh up top, and then shades of gray on the lower part, constructed of suede. Mandarin hits the eyelets, fills in the swoosh, Air Max unit, and then we have a lighter shade of orange on the branding on the tongue. Black also wraps the toe, the midsole, and will land on most of the outsole with some more orange. These are really nice in my opinion, a great summer shoe. I heard about these releasing some time back. I lost the information about it, but I did make mention about it in a previous video, one I dropped a while ago. I don't even remember which episode it was. But yeah, this is a first look, so let me know your thoughts down below. Now again, they're expected to drop summer 2025, which means a release will take place between April and June, and the retail price will be $180. This shoe isn't for everybody, and I totally get that, but I did want to showcase the official photos because there might be one or two people who actually like this shoe. Now, you guys might remember I talked about this pair some time back, and it's the Air Jordan 4 RM Bred. Now, a lot of people have been asking, how many more of these Air Jordan 4 RMs are they planning on releasing? And it appears a lot more. I'm not sure when they're going to take a back seat and say, hey, okay, we've had enough. We're going to slow down the releases or stop. But this might be a somewhat popular colorway, and that is due to the fact that it takes the Bred Air Jordan 4 and applies it to the RM version. Now, there's a few differences. Obviously, the overall shape is different, but the biggest difference on this pair is the Nike Air on the heel. Now, that will be done in red. As most of you know, the Bred pair comes in white. Now, some of the shading is a bit different as well, but overall, you can definitely tell that Jordan Brand's attempt here was to mimic that of the Bred Air Jordan 4. Now, for those who are interested in buying, we don't have a release date for them. More than likely, this is going to be a pair that they're going to start dropping randomly. They won't have a specific release date. They could, and if they do, I definitely will make sure to update you. And the retail price will be $160. The count is now up to 4 Air Jordan 14 golf shoes that I need to pick up in 2025. Just leaked is the Air Jordan 14 Golf US Open. Now, these images come from Cousteau, so big shout out to him. And the colorway features white, metallic copper, and black. Now, the overall color blocking is on the simple side. As you can see, it features white leather up top. We have the perforations on the panels. And then we have copper on the midfoot shank plate, the lace tips, and the Ferrari-inspired emblem. There's also some copper on the XIV branding on the tongue, as well as the branding running down the heel. And then we have black on the backdrop, black on the tongue, laces, liner, and most of the outsole. Now, this marks the second pair to be released. The other two that are going to drop later this year will be during the holiday 2025 season. And then recently, the Air Jordan 14 Oxidized Green dropped. Those are still sitting on Nike's website. I'm waiting for them to go on sale before I pick them up. I don't know if these are going to go on sale or not because usually these type of drops are on the somewhat limited side. I'm definitely not looking forward to paying this retail price, which is $250. That's really steep, but as for a release date, the pair is expected to drop in June. Months back, I put out a mock-up of the Air Jordan 1 Low OG Wash Teal. Now, at that time, I had no idea what the shoes were going to look like, and the mock-up was just based off of the color description, which is Wash Teal, Igloo, and Wash Teal. So we now have a first look, which leaked from Nordstrom, which is a bit surprising. I believe this might be the first time that Nordstrom has leaked a pair of sneakers, obviously by accident. But one thing, as you could see, this shoe does feature the larger swoosh. Now, all of the Air Jordan 1s going forward will start featuring the larger swoosh. This one features a hairy suede overlay. Now, as for the base, it also comes constructed with suede, and as you can see, it almost has like a tie-dye washed out look to it. I think it looks decent. It's not a bad shoe. Now, both Wash Teal and Igloo will land on the laces with a gradient finish. And then we have a light green tint on the midsole and a green translucent rubber outsole. As well, they will feature Nike Air branding on the tongue in white, and we have the Wings logo on the heel. Now, these are going to drop in women's sizing. I apologize that I didn't mention it early on. And the release date is June 18th. The retail price will be $140. Let me know your thoughts on this pair down below. So official images just popped up of the Air Jordan 11 Low Bred, and I should have these this week. I had planned on doing a review video over the weekend, but some things came up. So unfortunately that didn't happen. So I still need to pick these up. Also, the good news is for those who are planning on picking them up as well, they are on the Sneakers app. The release date is confirmed for April 26. This might be one of the top pickups in the month of April. Granted, if the Nike SB Air Jordan 4 in Navy does drop today via the shock drop, I'm recording this the night before, so I don't know for sure, but that is the rumor, then that could be the number one for a lot of people. But I think for a good amount of people, these will be the number one pickup. Now, these look really nice in my opinion. Typically, I'm not a huge fan of the Jordan 11 Low, but certain colorways definitely look great, this being one of them. Now, this is the first time that this pair will be released. Now, there is the mid-top version, which is the OG pair, but This was actually a PE for Michael Jordan that he wore during the 1996 NBA Finals. Also in 2015, there was a similar pair that dropped, but that shoe featured red on the liner. That pair was also a PE for MJ. So he had two different Air Jordan 11 low Bred PEs back in the day. I don't remember when the 2015 pair released if a lot of people had talked about it being a PE, but yes, images have surfaced of him wearing that shoe. Now this looks like it's going to be a GR. There's going to be tons of pairs available, dropping in full family sizing. Now there is some hype. Certain colorways of the Air Jordan 11 Low sell very well. I know the Space Jam pair did really well, so I'm going to assume that this pair is going to do well also. Now if you enter all the raffles and do your due diligence, you should be able to get a pair somewhat on the easy side. Now as for the release date, this pair is going to drop on April 26th. And the retail price will be $190. Last week, we received a first look at the Air Jordan 1 High OG Self-Expression. Now, with this first look, there's an interesting tag on the shoe. This comes from an individual who goes by Air Randy. Now, for OG people, you guys might remember that name. I don't know if it's the same person or not. If I find out it is, I'm probably going to have to stop featuring his images because he does have a shady past. Allegedly, and I need to say that to cover myself. I can always do some digging if need be. So for now, I don't know if this individual is selling shoes, but my recommendation for you, until I know for sure it's not him, do not buy. Now the pair shown appears to be an authentic pair. It does look on point to what I initially saw, and I got to admit, it looks kind of bad in my opinion, the overall look. Now some of you may like it, some of you may not, but there's a lot more to the shoe than what's just shown. Now the Self-Expression pair does feature a black wear away upper. So the upper on the shoe will wear away, and you can kind of see by the edges, there will be different shades. So we have red, it looks like, and blue for sure. But I've heard that it'll feature a multicolor underneath the black. Now the black is the first layer, the multicolor is the second, and then the last layer on the shoe is said to be white. Now I'm not sure if that has changed, but apparently each pair will also be unique. Now, I'm not sure when we'll get somebody who does a video wearing this shoe away. If I'm able to get them early enough, I will. But I got to get them like 2 weeks early because I got to prep the video and then edit the video and stuff like that. So it will take a while. So hopefully that does happen because I think it would be a pretty cool video. But other than that, we have Nike Air on the tongue in white. The midsole is aged. And they don't have a black rubber outsole. So overall, it's pretty straightforward. I'm not a huge fan of them, but hey, they might look better once they're worn away. But I'm sure we're going to have to wait a while to actually see that. Now, as for a release date, this pair is currently scheduled to drop on August 9th, and the retail price will be $180. Also, they will drop in full family sizing. Last week, an image popped up stating that it was a first look at the 2025 Air Jordan 4 Black Cat, and unfortunately, I'm not going to feature it in this video. Not the first look, and that is due to the fact because it's a fake. Now, I asked you guys prior if I should showcase the shoes that I know that are fake or not, that people are claiming as a first look, and a ton of you said no, just talk about it. So that's what I'm going to continue to do, because this channel is about you guys, so I definitely want to respect that. And even if it is a fake and I showcased it, I would blatantly say it's a fake and describe why, but I'm not going to showcase them. So in this video, the images that I'm using is a mock-up that Z and I put together showcasing the shoes with Nike Air. As well, I'm going to throw in some images of the 2020 release. So this time I'll basically talk about the release information as well as a few questions some people have asked and just the overall history of the shoe. But I'm also going to try to not complain about other websites, other YouTubers, other IG pages who are featuring the fake images because honestly, nobody listens. A lot of these people do not care about it. They just want the clicks. They want people to watch them. They want people to like their post, click their link to their website. It doesn't matter to them. For me, I'll just be patient. I'll talk about it, but I won't feature the image. Now, I have been getting this one question quite a few times, and people are wondering if there's two versions of the Black Cat Air Jordan 4 releasing, one with Nike Air and one with the Jumpman. I'm not sure why people are asking that, maybe due to the fact that some IG pages are posting the pair with the Jumpman on it, but no, only the pair with Nike Air is dropping. Jordan Brand has decided to do something different. They are also adding Nike Air to a lot of Air Jordan 4s that are non-OG colorways, the Black Cat pair being one of them. Now, although it isn't an OG colorway, it is an older colorway, a very popular one at that, and these first dropped in 2006. And then we would see another retro take place in 2020. That was the last release. Both of those had the Jumpman logo, and the third time they're going to drop, which is this year, will feature Nike Air. Now, there should be a lot of pairs available, also expected to drop in full family sizing, but they are popular, so I do believe these will be hard to obtain when they do release. Now, as for the release date, this pair is scheduled to drop on November 28th, which is Black Friday, so this will be this year's Black Friday release. I know a couple years they stopped dropping shoes on Black Friday. It was either the day before, no, not the day before because that's Thanksgiving, the day after. I believe that's correct. And I also heard the reason for that was because they already knew Black Friday is like a popular shopping day. A lot of people are out and they didn't want to add to the craze of everything. I don't know how true that is, but that's something I heard. Also, the retail price will be $225 instead of $215 because they will have Nike Air branding. But let me know your thoughts on this pair down below, returning with Nike Air branding, and hopefully we get a first look soon. And that's going to do it for this video. Like always, greatly appreciate you guys for watching. If you have a second and haven't done so already, also appreciate a thumbs up. And if you're new here, subscribe by hitting the button below. One more thing, if you haven't done so yet, make sure to turn on the notification bell so you can be alerted every time I drop a new video. Now, I do plan on dropping one more news video this week, as well as a review of the Air Jordan 11 Low Bred, and a couple shorts, well, at least one. I don't know if I'm going to do two. I had planned on dropping this video yesterday, but there wasn't a lot of news. I delayed it a day hoping more would come out, and a few things did, but not a ton. But I do know there's some stuff supposed to leak this week, so that's why I plan on dropping a second news video. But for this video, let me know what you liked or disliked down below. As well, if you have any questions, make sure to leave that down below. Again, thanks for watching. Stay tuned to SneakerFiles.com, and if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe.